I'd much rather see a bencher have that wider base for more stability, because that's huge, and use their hips versus the quads. But it's important to keep in mind Hey guys, Coach Ben here, bigbenchas.com, and today we're going to talk about a couple of different varying styles of feet flat benching. Alright, depending on your hip mobility, where you like to place your feet, things like that. So if you want to bench predominantly with your hips, you would do a stance, a little bit wider stance, like how I bench, how I coach the bench, creating a wider base using your hips versus your quads. So you would look something like this. All right, when you are down on the bench, you'd be in a little bit of a wider position. You can see how my knees are opened up here. All right, I'm gonna be driving my knees out and pushing away. And that's really gonna help me engage my hips. Because driving out here, you think about if you're in a squat stance, right? A big wide squat stance demands a lot out of the hips. So this would be the same case when we're benching. Now, if you can't get out that wide with your feet, let's say you have some hip restrictions, you're very tight, you end up inside here, the bench might be a little bit tall for you, you have shorter stature in terms of your legs, maybe you can't get your feet completely down very well, okay? Now we're gonna go to a quad focus type of leg drive. Okay, so when you're stuck in this position, and you can't get out any wider, say that's it, you're locked up. Now we have to create a leg drive or a leg extension away from the floor. And that's how we're gonna create our drive, okay? I can still get something out of the hips. I still wanna force my knees out as much as I can. I wanna squeeze my glutes, but I'm gonna rely much more on my quads. Just like in a squat stance, a closer stance is gonna have a higher quad emphasis. A wider stance is going to have a higher hip emphasis, okay? So it really depends on where you can get your feet, what you feel more comfortable with. A lot of lifters choose to wear heeled shoes. They tuck back a little bit here, they're close to the bench, and they create that leg drive with their quads. Now I'll always favor the hips versus the quads. I think the hips give you a better chance to transfer force. Very powerful muscle, largest muscle in the body. So I'd much rather see a bencher have that wider base for more stability, because that's huge, and use their hips versus the quads. But it's important to keep in mind, if you're stuck in that close stance, maybe you have tight hips, something like that, then you're going to have to use that leg extension principle to create your leg drive, okay? So just the different ways to think about and execute leg drive in the feet flat stance. Coach Ben here. You know where to find me. You can meet me on a bench. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel over here. Check out the links in the description box below. You can see a video related on this topic right here, and then our latest video right there. Thanks for watching.